Well, good day. It's Dalene. It's been raining a lot here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You know the kind of day I'm talking about? Gray skies, steady rain, and every part of you wants to stay home in your pajamas with a nice cup of tea. Unfortunately, life doesn't always cooperate with that plan, does it? We still have places to go, people to meet, and work to do. What I've noticed is that rainy days often reveal something interesting about people. Others immediately start reworking their entire schedule to avoid getting wet. I could be one of them. Neither approach is right or wrong, but it does make me think about resilience and how we adapt to challenges. I was reminded of this recently when I thought about a gentleman I met who moved here to Nova Scotia from Alberta. He was amazed that we don't use block heaters in our cars. But in Alberta, it gets really cold and they rely on those. If you've ever experienced a northern Alberta winter, you understand why that seems strange to him. I told him that in Halifax, he would probably get more use out of a good pair of rubber boots. I ran into him recently, and sure enough, he bought the boots. He's officially a maritime. What I love about that story is how it reminds us that resilience often comes with small adjustments. We don't always need dramatic changes. Sometimes we simply need new tools. Sometimes we need new habits. And sometimes we need to give ourselves permission to pause. For years, I struggled with claustrophobia and panic attacks, especially while flying. It wasn't something I talked much about at the time, but over the years, I sought support and found approaches that helped me tremendously. One of my proudest moments happened on a long flight from Nova Scotia to Asia. Historically, the landing was always the hardest part for me. As soon as people started standing up before the plane doors opened, that's when my anxiety would hit the roof. On this particular flight, something has changed. As everyone stood up, I was calmly sitting in my seat, finishing a movie. My husband looks at me like I'm absolutely nuts. He often said he didn't want me to embarrass him when I had a panic attack on a flight. But anyway, for someone else, that moment might have seemed insignificant. But for me, it was a huge victory. It reminded me that progress often happens quietly. The small victories count. Another thing I've been thinking about lately is how important it is to take breaks. We spend so much time rushing from one thing to the next. We're sitting for long periods, multitasking and trying to be productive every minute of the day. Sometimes what we actually need is 5 minutes, 5 minutes to breathe, 5 minutes to stretch, 5 minutes to step away from our desk. One of my favorite ways to reset is actually through networking. On rainy days especially, I often send messages to people I haven't connected with recently, not because I want anything, not because I'm selling something, simply because I want to check in. A quick message, a simple hello, a note to say I'm thinking about them, and most often to say something nice, what I appreciate about them or what I admire about them. It's amazing how often those small gestures lead to meaningful conversations. And I think that's something many of us are craving right now: connection, community, a reminder that someone's thinking about us. So today, I'd like to leave you with a challenge. Think of one person you haven't spoken to in a while. Send them a quick message. Ask how they're doing. Let them know you're thinking of them. It might brighten their day. And more important, it will likely brighten yours. Thanks for joining me today, and I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite way to reset when you're having one of those rainy day moments? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Everybody's got a story, and I'd love to hear yours.